There's no mirrors on the ceiling, and my cell's as cold as ice. We're all just prisoners here of our own device. Relax, said the warden, we are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, you can never leave. Welcome to the hotel in Colorado. What a nice surprise. Bring your alibi.
Hi, this is Sean from Club Fed True Stories. Today I'm making a video all about what you should say in front of the judge when you go before the judge. And as you can see, I'm out here in the cemeteries because I've been trying to find a park to go to and there's just people everywhere. I figure it's pretty dead here. Got nobody around. I also haven't made a video all week because I've been waiting on my probation officer to give me the okay to keep doing these videos. So I saw an interview with RDAP Dan. He does videos, and he's one of those prison consultant guys, and he did an interview with another guy. I forget anyways. He said that he didn't tell his probation officer he was making these kind of videos at first, and then when he did, the probation officer gave him the thumbs up. But I thought to myself, I better let my probation officer know. I've done like 40 videos and I haven't told him. So I told him last week in an email and on a voicemail, and I've been waiting for him to get back to me. And I sent him some clips. He watched all the videos. He gave me the thumbs up. He said what I'm doing is a good thing as long as I'm helping other people and it helps me. He has no problem with it. Keep doing the videos. So I've been on the phone this week with probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 people, and we're talking to this one guy the last couple days who had to go before the judge for sentencing, and he wanted my advice, my help on what you say to the judge. There's a letter, it's called a personal narrative letter. So when you go to get sentenced, this is the time the judge gets to hear from you. Now, the judge has seen you come and go in his court for arraignment and postponing your sentencing and things like that. He's heard you say the word guilty and all that. But from everything the judge knows about you, it's only on paper. There's a pre-sentence report that you should have done. I don't know if I've done an in-depth video on the pre-sentence report, but I'm going to, because that's one that'll help you get into RDAP. There's a section on there about alcohol and drugs. And if you had a problem with alcohol and drugs, you can get a year off your sentence. You can get sent home 6 months early to a halfway house. And that's really important. This video is about the letters that you write to your judge, the letters that you have your family and your friends write to the judge, and your big speech on the day of sentencing. And there's a lot of these prison consultants out there will charge you $10,000 to send you templates and sample letters and give you their advice. And mine's all free, guys. I'm not trying to be a prison consultant. Even though I talked about RDAP Dan, he's one of the good guys. He put some money on my books for me 4 or 5 times when I was in prison. I never had money to hire him. I think he's one of the good guys. Another guy, Walt Pavlo, put $100 on my books every month while I was in prison, because I had no money when I was on pre-trial. Everything was stripped from me. Everything was taken. And these guys helped me out for free. And that's kind of why I do these videos, to pay back. If you could please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button. And when you hit subscribe, a little bell pops up. If you hit the all notifications every time I do a new video, it'll let you know. And it helps the channel. I'm trying to grow. And yes, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Because then YouTube, I can go live. You can maybe get some money off the ads on YouTube. I don't want no money from people out there. But if YouTube, gives me a couple bucks for their commercials, that's okay. But that's not my main goal. My main goal is to help pay back people that are going through what I went through. I was on pretrial for 4 years, guys. And it's a living hell. Your family, your friends, after you've been on pretrial like a year, nobody even thinks you're going to prison anymore. I've heard, oh, you're going to get probation. It's been 2 years, 3 years now. They haven't sent you to prison now. They're not going to send you. They don't let you just roam the streets for 2, 3, 4 years and then decide to send you to prison. Yes, they do. The feds do that. The feds take their sweet time. The reason I was on 4 years of pretrial is I had a bunch of co-defendants underneath me, and I was the leader. I did time for wire fraud. If you don't know, guys, watch my other videos. You can hear all about that. I don't want to ramble into my crimes, but I had to be the last one sentenced. So that's what I was told. So I think I had 9 co-defendants. I think 3 of them took some kind of plea deals. They didn't have to do any time. The other 6 did, because I know they told on me. One of them was my ex-girlfriend, and they still gave her time. I'm not allowed to talk about her. I mean, I'm not allowed to contact her. I'm not allowed to, talk to her or anything like that. I don't know if I'm not allowed to talk about her, but I won't say her name. So I just got some notes here, guys. When you, in my description on this video, every video I got, if you hit the description and hit where it says read more, it'll open up. And I've got links to character reference letters, samples, templates, letters you're going to write to the judge. I've got links to how to get into RDAP for free. I've got links on how to send money to an inmate, how to do emails to an inmate, how to get free phone companies like Google Voice. So instead of having to pay 80 cents a phone call, the inmate only has to pay 14 cents a phone call. But check out all the links. They're all helpful. I think there's about 20 of them down there, and I keep adding them. And if you go to the links about the character reference letters, I think I got 5 or 6 down there. And so basically, when your family, your friends, or your co-workers, or your employers is going to write a letter to the judge, there's 3 things that got to be put in that letter. And it's the first thing is they need to know that you did the crime. Okay, keep in mind, when a judge gets a letter from a family and a friend, he has seen thousands and thousands of these letters, because the judge is going to sentence you. They've been doing it usually for 10, 20 years, and I don't think there's a letter they haven't seen duplicated. Judges have told me they've gotten letters from friends and family, and half of them were the exact same letter, just cut and pasted with the person's name taken out and removed and put another name in. They got it off the internet, or they paid a guy like Justin Paperny $6,000 to write your letter. Do not hire that guy. Even though he's a friend of RDAP Danza Waltz, don't hire that guy. I know at least a half a dozen people I did time with where he charged them $10,000 for 2 one-hour phone calls, maybe sent them some templates on letters and stuff. Do not hire that guy. I'm not going to ramble on about him like I have in some other letters, but some other videos, but do not hire Justin Paperny, okay? I don't really think you need to hire a prison consultant unless you can absolutely afford it. If you've got 80 grand to spend on a lawyer, yeah, and you got another 10 to spend on a prison consultant, and they can help you through all this. In my opinion, the public defenders in the federal system work just as hard as a court-appointed lawyer. That's just my opinion. I've heard a few lawyers that are good out there, and you may find one. God bless you if you got the money. Back to the letters. So, in a letter that your friends or family write to the judge, they've got to state that they know what you did was a crime. Now they want to paint the picture that you're a bad guy, but you're not that bad of a guy. And here's why. And they should say a few good things about you, all the while knowing that what you did was wrong, and what you did was illegal, and what you did was against the law. Then at the end of the letter, they can ask the judge for a lighter sentence. If they're going to ask the judge for probation, the judges, I think, all laugh. Everybody wants probation. This video is more about what you are going to say to that judge come sentencing day. So I told this guy, I don't want to use his name, so I'm going to call him Steve. And I told him I was going to talk about this. So we spent a good hour on the phone, the first conversation. And he had something written out, and he wanted me to read it. I mean, he wanted me to listen to it. And he read me like 2 pages of what he had written down that he was going to tell the judge. And I told him at the end of it that it sounded like he was accepting an award, you know, at the Grammys. It sounded like he was doing a speech, all the people he wanted to thank. He's praising himself for all the good things he did in the world. And it's like I told him this, you're not getting an award. You're the bad guy, okay? You got to remember this, guys. You're the bad guy. If you're being sentenced, it's because if you're at sentencing, that means you've taken a plea and you pleaded guilty. Because you don't get to do this in a trial. So if you think you're innocent, take it to trial. And good luck with that. What's 96.8% conviction rate with the feds? Good luck taking it to trial. And even if you win that case, next year, they'll be back with another charge. And they'll just keep charging you until they get you locked up. That's the way the feds work. They don't just... If you win that case, which rarely does... I met one guy in prison who won his case. But he was there a year... Now he's in prison for another charge that they found. They will dig and dig and dig. And if you own a business, there's always a way for the feds to get you if they want to get you. So when it comes to talking to the judge, I told this guy... This is the way I looked at it. So when I went to the judge, I had a big speech written out, and I stood there in front of the judge, and I ripped up my speech. And I told the judge, you know what? I just want to tell you what's going on in my heart, Judge. I don't need a script. This is my life. I've lived it. Only I know what I am like. And I told the judge, I stole a lot of money. I know that's wrong. You know, I told the judge, I confessed my crimes to the judge, and I said, I know you already know this. And I had a few people that spoke ahead of me in front of the judge, and they even asked her for probation. And I said, Your Honor, I'm not here to ask for probation. I'm not here to ask you, not to send me to prison. I am here to ask, for some leniency. And I'm going to tell you why. And I told the judge some things I did. I violated a couple times on pretrial and came up on some dirty drug tests. And I ended up going to 2 different drug programs that I volunteered for. I made it through those. I told the judge I did some services. I fed some homeless people. I cooked for a little drug program for free. And they gave me room and board, and I did some volunteer work for Alcoholics Anonymous. I worked at their central office, and I cleaned their bathrooms, and I answered their phones and did paperwork. And the judge hears all this all the time, and this is what a normal person does anyways. So how do you convince the judge that even though you're a bad guy, you don't deserve the full punishment of the law? So I look at it like this. Your family and everybody knows. Your family and everybody knows the crimes that you did. Your family and your friends know you're going to prison. But you haven't told your grandmother, or you haven't told your grandfather. You haven't told that wise person in your family. So you look at it like this. You got to go to your grandma, and you got to tell your grandma what you did. And she's going to decide whether you're still in the family, whether the family wants to disown you, or whether the family will still accept you for what you did. But Grandma's going to know what you did was wrong. And how do you tell Grandma? Grandma, I messed up. Grandma, I stole this money. Grandma, I billed 100 people for surgical procedures that they didn't really need, and I took the money from Medicaid, and now I got to go to prison. And whatever your crime was, and talk to the judge like you're talking to your grandmother or your grandfather. That was my advice. And speak from the heart, and don't hold nothing back, and be human. This is the part of the movie where you're the star of the movie, and forget all the cameras. you're in a courtroom or you're on Zoom right now and there's nobody there except the judge, your lawyer, the prosecution, the DA, and in the background maybe some of your family and friends watching, waiting to see what the judge is going to say. And no words are going to impress this judge that you're an angel, that you don't deserve to go to prison. The judge has heard it all before. You got to convince the judge that you understand you're the bad guy, and that you understand about change. You can give some examples of how you've already changed and you haven't even been sentenced yet. And then you got to let the judge know that inside you're willing to change more, and you're willing to go to prison, and you're willing to get through this, and you're willing to keep changing with your life. And you got to reach that human part of the judge. Judges are human at the end of the day. And it can't be an act. It's got to come from here. And if you look that judge in the eye, and make sure you wear a shirt and tie, or if you're a woman, you dress business-like, professional. Don't show up with a t-shirt. If you're going to show up with a t-shirt, wear an orange t-shirt and get used to it. Try to look professional. And speak from the heart and look the judge in the eye. It's okay to have a script, but don't use it when you get there. Practice your script in the mirror. Practice with your friends. Practice with your family when you get there. You don't have to be dramatic like me and rip the script up in front of the judge. Put it aside and just speak from your heart. And that's my advice to you. You don't have to pay somebody $10,000 to get that. You go on my descriptions. You read all those sample letters, all the sample templates, you know. And there's basic instructions there. And it's all free. I hope you watched this video this far. If I can help you guys in any way, you know, my phone number is on there, my email is on there under the description, and call me and we'll talk this through. And I'll get you through this, and I don't want any money. I might want a letter from you when you get to prison. Let me know what happened. Let me know what's going on there. That's about it. So I'm just doing these videos to help people go through what I went through, because I understand. And hopefully you're going to a minimum, a camp, or low, or you're not going to have to join a gang. Okay, there's no real politics there. You don't have to show your paperwork, and you don't have to be afraid. And there's a few fights, but that's usually if you tell on somebody with a cell phone, or you owe money for gambling, and they build up some big debts in gambling. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 gambling debts in prison. Some people got money there. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video, and I'll be back with more videos tomorrow. Thank you, guys.